Ladies and gentlemen, we have got Marsh as our next map, and this very first game was absolutely nuts. We might pretend that this game is gonna go any differently. Will it though? Nah, it will. It definitely will. Loki just doesn't have as strong of a cheese in general as Zeus does. That's what Recon is going for. He's the blue Loki. And in the red, we have got Vortex. This time playing Set. It's like a good version of Ra. You don't get that whole Monument and Power bonus thing. But you do have, you know, the whole thing of getting animals. You do have your monuments making everything cheaper around them. So it's ultimately a similar impact from these bonuses. You don't need rain if you can hunt forever because your huntables are fast to gather from. You can actually convert the animals out on the map. All you gotta do is that. Am I converting viewers to followers now? I think it's working. Let me know. Anyways, we've got a lot of relics on Marsh. It's one of the special properties of this map. It gets 2 extra. We've got the Head of Orpheus, which gives you 8 LOS. We've got the Kefara of Apollo, which gives villagers movement speed. We've got the Eye of Ornlu, which increases the anti-infantry damage. And we've got Tusk of the Iron Boar for cavalry hit points. And we've got the Tower of Cestus for a little bit of extra tower damage. Well, attack speed, really. Lots of hunt on Marsh in general. So, you've got boars, you've got cranes, you've got crocs. Lots of business out there. I think there's some deer in the home bases. And sometimes there's hippos or aurochs. Buffaloes, rather. Not aurochs. There's a hippo. Thick boys. Happy hippo. Should be very aggressive in real life. Don't try to eat them. They'll eat you. Recon with the most defensive temple I've ever seen in my life. What's this all about? Is it to guard the gold miners in case of a shifting sands? You can only use shifting sands aggressively these days on your own army. Not necessarily aggressively, right? It could be just a defensive setup, but the option is there. Is the whole tournament going to be played today? No, it's not. So the big grand finals between the top 2 players will in fact be happening at the castle in Spain. And that's 6th of October, I believe, is the date. You guys check the Liquipedia page. ! bracket in the chat. You'll see there for the exact information. I'm just a third-party caster. I'm just leeching off of this. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the cast though. Anyways, we've got Forseti coming up. We've got Anubis coming up as well. So Anubis will give you some opportunity to be quite aggressive. Vortex's villager split is actually beautiful. Making sure that you only have 4 gathering on hunt is very important here because that's just enough to sustain villager production, and meanwhile you can do your other stuff. Like you can make a town center as soon as classical advance is done, raid a little bit with your Anubite, and get some business done. Thank you so much for the subscription there. Who was that? Skilldon. Thank you. Caster. Not for sale. Alright, the TC is gonna be built as predicted. That's why you would put so many villagers on gold, of course, especially empowered. I really like that he's guarding the monument with an extra house. That is something I'd actually like to see others pick up. And then you can just, you know, fully protect your monuments. But what you really want with that monument is to build around it with barracks so that it gives a discount to the barracks units. It's just a 5% discount, but it adds up over time once you make like 10, 20 spearmen. You'll definitely be feeling it. Now, Recon is actually garrisoning these already. He's got the Fire of Apollo so far. Finds the zoo. Oh boy. You guys gonna have to leave that. It's a little too much. But all the Hersier together can definitely smack him good. Shame about the troll, but it is what it is. I mean, you could just also pick up the relics and leave. That's an option. I'm surprised, to be honest, that our Egyptian player isn't doing that. But we've got the Anubite raids that he's focusing on. Those can be quite effective as well. The particle effect is new? Yes. It is new. And this is a live game. We are on a 3-minute delay, however. So don't worry, they're playing right now, but for fairness reasons, so that they can't snipe the streams, they are ahead by 3 minutes. So technically it's a replay, but it's a live replay. We're getting the data as we go. Did Magic lose his game? Indeed. He got knocked out by the guy in the red, Vortex. 3-1. It was incredible. Oh! Losing the Anubite there is a pretty big deal for Recon. He must be happy with that little pick-off. He hasn't even used his healing spring yet, and he's just picking off units left and right. He's getting some really smart walls done. You do want to secure your second gold mine. That's one of the most important things in Age of Mythology to do. So essentially, you're talking about these guys expiring, right? But the problem is that every single unit that you make, human or hero, will cost gold. Except a handful of myth units. So the trolls, for example, would be wood. The Anubites here are food. Everything else, though, that's not a myth unit, will have some form of gold cost associated to it. So you really, really have to have gold mines. Denying them is a game-winning condition. And this is a semi-final with best of 7. To everyone just joining. There's gonna be another one of those after this series. We have the Hall of Fanes upgrade in for Recon already, as well as the Ice in the Forest. They're faster, and they can see what the trees can see. Is Vortex really not gonna get the relics? I mean, there's 2 more. Thundercloud Shawl for pierce armor. Tower of Cestus for tower damage. Egypt has towers. They're upgraded for free. You might as well get the relic. Maybe not with the Pharaoh, who's idle, by the way. Nephthys is getting pretty queued up. Moving on to the second gold mine. Recon also has a second TC. Right now, he's just pumping out a bunch of dwarves onto food. This is a common Loki thing that happens, that you just kind of spend a lot of food on your Hersier, and then your gold income just goes a little faster than everything else. So what does he do? He gets a 3rd town center against the 2nd town center of Vortex, because Recon kind of needs to catch up here in the economy department. But, you know, he just makes dwarves. And basically this allows him to stockpile the food a little bit and go up heroic soon TM. He already has the market. Did he just get a dock? Oh my god. This is gonna actually spawn a Kraken on H3. You won't be able to do anything with it, but you know, if Vortex is like he's gonna attack here, you just put the Kraken in the fight. It's very useful. It's not like Vortex can push a town center. He's got freaking priests. They do 2.2 pierce damage per attack. I really like Recon killing all these animals, gathering some favor, but killing them with Hersier isn't necessarily better than with villagers. They don't gain you extra favor anymore. They used to on the original game, but you know, these guys do generate favor automatically over time. Does Mr. play simultaneously with grass? He plays against grass coming up in the next semifinals. So yeah. They're playing against each other. A house in the corner. Why not? He's already there. Might as well hide the house. Vision. What? What did that achieve? Flaming weapons is available. This is not gonna do much. Snacks. The snacks. The TC will shoot them dead. Especially together with the boar. Oh, Recon's not gonna actually... Oh my god, he's just retreating from this. He's letting the TC drop. All the animals and the ancestors and, well, minions and the spearmen will be enough to take out the TC, but Recon will just wait this out, and then he's gonna strike with a flaming weapons attack. He's currently getting raiding cav. He's getting throwing axes. He's got a lot of hers here already. The snacks did absolutely nothing, by the way. They can poke the villagers, sure, but they do like minus 90% damage. Hitting the Hersiers does count towards myth unit spawns. You are correct, but any unit could do that. It doesn't have to be Hersier. However, I didn't mention that, so that's a good thing to bring up. Now, the Great Hall... Thanks, Logi. Now, the Great Hall will be destroyed here, but not a problem. I think Recon just makes some new ones. Get some houses done, just in case. The one villager can build that. Actually, Norse villagers can now build houses, which is great. Armory is coming up, and I assume you would want something with that. Who's a good piggy? All 4 of them, that's right. Very good, boys. Oink oink. Luring in Vortex. This tower has been doing so much work together with the TC. I think Recon is just waiting to pounce with the big flaming weapons attack. Could happen anytime. Another Great Hall. He's really not ready to take the fight. I don't know. I think he would own this, but that's just me. There's a good number of priests, to be fair. 9 of them. Maybe he's just wanting a much better flank. After all, there's a lot of unit printing happening. His houses aren't getting done. And he's actually losing some. But now he's gonna go for the surround. The Hersier are going in there faster than all this because the priests are slowing everything down. Flaming weapons is gonna get called on. Immediate troll summon will be able to knock back a lot of these enemies, and everybody is essentially surrounded. There's no wall, but the Mount Giant pops out, and the chariots are just really making these crunchy noises before going to sleep. That's definitely what's happening here. And now the Battleborg gets summoned in by the units. All the priests are dead. Nothing can stop the myth unit onslaught, and Recon is just pushing through. This is nuts. This is crazy. What the hell? This is probably another one of those situations where there's no coming back from this kind of loss. 180 population and counting, with more Battleborgs on the way. A lot of favor getting accumulated for Recon, so he can just make Battleborgs all day if he so chooses. The flaming weapons will last several more seconds, and he can definitely take down that Migdor stronghold. More units getting on top of the chariots. Nah, Recon takes the game again. Even though Vortex had a bigger army, a lot of it was just those free animals, right? Recon's stuff is actual quality. And on top of that, he had flaming weapons, which is nuts. He had an economic lead towards the end as well. Well, sort of. Vortex actually caught up with that. But the Norse economy is better, as you can see in the all resource collected chart. This is because the dwarves gather significantly faster than the regular villagers for Egypt. But Egypt gets 3 buildings, so they have to spend a little bit less, which is nice for them, but isn't gonna save you if you don't have the right army for flaming weapons, if you don't have a wall to retreat through, etc., and so on.